Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to War on the Sea, a new game out by Killerfish Games, the developers of Atlantic Fleet and Cold Waters. This is a game that takes place in the South Pacific in 1942-43, focused around the Guadalcanal campaign, and this is episode number 40 in our Let's Play series, playing as the Allies in Operation Watchtower. In our last episode, the U.S. aircraft carrier Enterprise took 3 torpedoes from a Japanese submarine and was crippled, although not sunk yet. We have also spotted the Japanese super battleship, the Yamato, and so while our own ability to strike at the Yamato via aircraft carrier has been reduced, we already got a flight of Dauntless dive bombers off against the Japanese battleship. We also just sent a flight of US B-17s off against the Japanese battleship, and we've previously damaged the Japanese battleship with multiple torpedo hits. The question really is, are we going to be able to sink her before we have to withdraw the Enterprise due to her damage, or will the aircraft that we've already sent off against the Yamato be able to finish the job before the enemy might be able to pull back to safety? That's what this episode's going to take a look at in this campaign. Again, this is episode number 40 in our Allied Let's Play campaign of this game. I'm really enjoying it, and I think this is an interesting episode, so I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you guys at the end. Oh, and as always, this was taken from a live stream from my Twitch channel, so if you are interested in participating in those live streams, feel free to click a link in the description to, navigate on over to my Twitch channel and join me on over there. Okay, setting new waypoints for our Dauntlesses. As our Wildcats come up. Okay, boys, let's pause it here. Wildcat Group 1. You've got orders to strafe Target 2, which is the Yamato. Wildcat Group 2, you've got orders to strafe Target 2, which is also the Yamato. I'm going to try and time it so that as they're strafing, my Dauntlesses come over the top. Alright, let's pause. Nope, not that target. 2, attack. God, stop trying to attack the wingman. Alright. Unpause. I may not have timed this quite right because the Wildcats are still coming down in altitude. So I'm guessing my Dauntlesses will eat most of this flak, not the Wildcats. Yes, I did, True Southerner. This is the save. I feel like going broadside on might actually be a better strategy. Let's pause this here. Let's get the other Dauntlesses to come up and come on the broadside. At least one of the groups, I think. If these guys were in line ahead, actually, then that might work better. Alright, now let's attack 2. Group 2, form up in line ahead. Group 3. Also form up in line ahead and attack 2. Works all the time, 80% of the time, right, Newhauser? Alright. Here we go. Yeah, they're firing at my dive bombers. Interestingly, they don't have very much high-level flak. A lot of short-range, sort of Beaufort-type machine gun flak, but very little heavy flak. Down we go into the depths of hell, dropping bombs into the Yamato. Alright, bombs are away. Hits. Hits. Whole lot of hits. Hell yeah, boys. Alright, first formation in. That was a lot of hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bombs directly into the Yamato. Fighters came in strafing as well, worrying in there. They took at least some flak because 3 of the Wildcats went down. Alright, so let's get this. These other groups aren't... God damn it, boys. You need to form up in line. Then attack. Alright, good enough. These guys are already in line ahead. Why are these guys not banking into attack? Give me some more hits, boys. Some of those are going to miss. They won't all hit. Next group going down. Alright, we got a bucket load of hits on her. Just look at all those hits. She's going to be in some serious trouble, even if she doesn't sink. That was a lot of bombs into her from that group. It looks like this secondary battery here is knocked out. The 2 on the superstructure are still in action. I'm not sure if the turrets are still in action or not. But don't I care about Boldman? She does look a little lower in the water. Remember, we've also got 6 Avengers coming in. Her rear mag is on fire? Maybe. It did look like there might have been a secondary explosion, but it was hard to differentiate between the 1,000-pounders and any potential secondaries. She's obviously on fire. We've also got the B-17s coming in. The rest of the formation is kind of speeding away. Just making 8 knots. We'll speed up here a little bit, see if we get any secondaries. Line abreast Newhauser or line ahead? Maybe we could even skip bomber. That might be fun. I'm not even sure if it's going to be necessary, though, to be honest. If she took like 8 or 9,000 pounders, that might be enough. The fires are pretty bad on her. No, the cruisers would destroy my B-17s. She is burning pretty damn good. I would not be surprised if she doesn't sink. There was a nice secondary there. Also, remember, she's already taken 4 torpedoes. She's down to 3 knots. The fires keep spreading on her. It kind of looks like they get them under control and then they come right back. She's going to be a burned out Hulk even if she weren't to sink, like if this was real life. Can rule the waves, 3 knots equals dead. Did we sink the Yamato? Did we burn her down and destroy her? I don't know. That fire is going to do a lot of damage to her. Skip bomb with B-17s. Tried that. Didn't work very well. She's not making any speed, by the way, guys. She's at 0 knots. I think she's done. That fire is just keeps spreading. Another secondary there. We don't have any line of sight on her, though. All of our aircraft are off the map. Heavy damage, heavy flooding. So she didn't sink yet. She might have if we hung around for a little bit. So now we get the 1 hour cooldown. Oh boy. Those Dauntlesses should have returned to base. Why didn't they return to base when they expended their ammo? RTB, boys. B-17s are also on their way. My fear is that they escape in the night. I've got to fight against enemy float planes. Alright, let's also see if we can't get some fighter cover up there for the Avengers. Let's pull these back just for a second. Alright, the Wildcats are going to engage. The Avengers are off to the north. I don't think we're in the engagement zone for the battleships yet. I think we're probably just outside. Should have ignored it. I don't know if we bought them an hour if they're not in the engagement zone. We didn't, and I couldn't ignore it, by the way. It was a mandatory engagement. Maha. We will patrol the area to make sure, but I don't think they're in the engagement zone, to be honest. And if they're not in the engagement zone, I can't imagine we bought them an hour. Now you send the BB north, Newhauser? Yeah, I was trying to avoid daylight, but... Or, enemy bombers is what I meant. Nothing detected. There we go. We got them in sight. Let's bring the battleships north, to your point, but I don't think they're going to be alive by the time we engage them. B-17s are flying out that way. Avengers, go get them. Also, Wildcats, do your thing. Make sure they're covered from enemy zeros. Alright. Tactical map time, boys. Pause. Okay. They're already eating the flak? Okay. It looks like our wildcats spawned directly over the enemy formation. I guess that's okay. Just keep eating the flak while the Avengers come in. Alright, so Yamato's making 14 knots. We've got 6 torpedo bombers coming in on her. Alright, so the Wildcats are gonna I'm just gonna order the Wildcats to keep eating, keep attacking, to eat as much as they can of the flak. Oh, not the Avenger. Well, I guess they're coming in anyway. So you can see they're shooting at all those Wildcats. They've switched their fire onto my Avengers, or not even really yet. They're shooting at something else. So my Avengers are getting in real close here before they take any damage. How many fish are going to get out? All of them. All of them. Hell yeah. Just a question of how many duds there are now. I think I heard 2 clanks for duds and 2 hits. Did these guys drop? I think they might have dropped. I'm not sure. Their bomb bay doors aren't open, so I'm guessing they dropped. Cease the attack. No, you're just gonna fly that way anyway. Get out of there, boys. So those are torpedoes 5 and 6 into the Yamato, as well as like 6 to 8,000 pound bombs. The only question is if nighttime saves her. I'm not sure if they hit on the side where the previous torpedoes hit or not. We also still have the B-17s coming in with their 2,000 pounders, if they can find the enemy, because it's going to be basically nighttime. She's making 15 knots, though. She's making good speed. Yeah. So approaching real-life damage that the Yamato historically took. Just trying to see if speeding it up will... I don't think she's going to sink. What the hell are they shooting at? Oh, I've got one Wildcat, like, circling, I guess. Looks like all of her secondaries are online again. I thought we knocked one of those guys out in the dive bombing attack, but they must have repaired it. If we had knocked out any of her turrets... Can you knock out turrets permanently? So that you have to, like, leave a fight? Leave the map in order to... Oh, you can? Okay. I knew you could knock them out, like, in the progress of a battle, but I wasn't sure if they always got repaired after the battle. I was hoping maybe the 18-inchers got knocked out by, like, one of the dive bombers, and then when we bring our North Carolina into fight with them, they'll not be as effective. I would think with all this damage that she's taken, she'd at least not be as effective of a fighter. So 2 torpedoes into her. Heavy damage, moderate flooding on the Yamato still. We really should have focused on the rest of the task force around her, I guess. Right, RTB. So the B-17s have to come in at night, which will be around 1930. All right, so we've got the hour in. I think we just kind of keep flying up the up the straight until we find her. We've got 100 some odd nautical miles to spare, so I think we'll be good there. There they are. It's like they're trying to come south again in the night. That's weird for a heavily damaged task force. All right, so it's going to be after 8 o'clock. Let's enter the tactical map. There they are. Okay. So, B-17s, it's time to line up. We're not going to skip bomb, guys. I'm trying to actually sink the guy. I'll just lose my whole task force to flak if I skip bomb. But we are going to try and pound him. I mean, I don't know if it's really a month lake. I'm not sure how the game is going to treat that. Bombs are away. These 2 good hits there, 3 good hits with that first group. Second group went all aside the ship. They didn't get a hit. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Look at all the smoke coming up off of her. I think she's a goner, boys. Oh, boy. Yamato is in trouble. That's a lot of 2,000 pounders of pain. Oh, man. Oh. I can't compress yet. The bombers aren't far enough away. We didn't lose a single bomber, by the way, at 3,000 feet. We did lose... A couple of them have smoke. How do you have a superstructure left? Because the superstructures aren't destructible, I think is the only realistic answer. Meanwhile, it looks like these secondaries are out of action. They're pointed up and sort of in irrelevant angles. Yeah, I mean, I think the only negative thing is that second flight that was off to the right, the bombs all went astride of the ship. They didn't actually hit. But the first group, I think we got at least 3 2,000 pounders, maybe 4, and the second group got 3 to 4 2,000 pounders into her as well. She's taken at least 16,000 plus pound bombs, I think, because those dive bombers lined up perfectly. So I can't imagine she'd survive this. Frankly, let's have these guys fly back and just make sure they stay within spotting. Because I've noticed some weird things when you time compress for a long time with your aircraft all dead, that weird things happen. Yeah, they can take splash damage, I think, like if a bomb hits a stride of them. I'm just surprised, like, damn, she's hanging around there, huh? You want to sink already, please? I mean, maybe, but doesn't look like they're even shooting flak at it. Not too worried about the B-17s taking damage. The AI does scut... Okay, there we go. She's sinking, boys. Be cool if she rolled over. We got her, boys. We got the Yamato. Now I'm going to send the North Carolina in to mop up. She fired her guns in anger once. There's a lot of pictures. Bye-bye. All right. We got her, boys. We got her. 64,000 tons of goodness, 55 command points, and down she goes. The pride of the Japanese fleet has been destroyed, and that's after I unceremoniously ran away with my tails between my legs, or my tail between my legs, with my North Carolina battle group after she briefly took some damage. So that's a good result. I'll take it. Even if the carrier did take a bunch of torpedo damage. All right, meanwhile, these guys need to unload their Marines, huh? Get your extra 1,000 soldiers up there. All right. Meanwhile, that extra supply is also almost there, which should dramatically improve our fighting efficiency. Port Moresby, not so much. We're not doing so good. Our soldiers are fighting at maximum efficiency at Moresby and Santa Cruz, which I wonder if maybe the Japanese aren't, and that's why we're hanging around for a little bit. By the way, did we get more... We did get more engineering and fuel, as well as troops. So we got an extra 2,000 soldiers, which I'll keep at New Hebrides for the moment. Can I check the name? Yeah, let's actually confirm what we sank. Enemy losses. Scroll down here. It's a lot of ships sunk. So we sank the Yamato itself. That means the Musashi is still out there. You're going to say 16 2,000-pound bombs? They did not take 19 torpedoes, like. All right. Oh, well, I think, yeah, they were discussing it in chat, but I mean, were 19 torpedoes really needed? Probably not. All right, so we're sending the North Carolina up, hopefully to finish off that enemy task force. Yeah, TC, she probably did better in this game than she did in real life. She did put a couple of 18-inchers into the North Carolina and did some damage to her in that brief gunnery duel before I ran away. So she did more than she did historically. All right, everybody. Well, usually these episodes would go for a little bit longer, but we just sank the Yamato. I mean, what else is there to do in this episode? Also, this is where the stream ended. So this seems like as good a point as any to go ahead and wrap this episode up. I think it was a really entertaining episode. I really enjoyed playing it. Sinking the Yamato is not easy. You could see she took at least a half dozen, maybe more 2,000-pound heavy. I mean, 2,000-pound bombs, those are heavy bombs. Nothing that actually hit her in real life was a 2,000-pounder. So, 6 of those things, 4 or 5, maybe 6 torpedoes, 5 or 6,000-pound, bombs. She took a real beating, and it took a lot to bring her down, just as it did in real life. But I'm glad we got her, and that's a huge win for us in this campaign. It's going to be a slow slog back. It's going to be a grind if we play this thing. If, and I say that if, because I don't know if we will. But if we were to win this campaign, it would be a slow and long grind to that point. But I think episodes like this really make it worth the struggle. They make it worth the grind because it's a lot of fun to do something like we just did here today. With that being said, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys did enjoy it. There is a link in the description to the Twitch channel if you do want to join me on over there. And then I will just close with one final thought is I've noticed in playing these, at least lately, and maybe it's always been this way, that the graphics get a little bit grainy when I kind of pan around in the middle of combat. I'll try and up my bitrate to see if that helps at all. I'm not sure if it's an OBS thing. I do sometimes get a few drop frames, not often, but a few drop frames when I'm streaming. So I'm worried that it may just be my CPU being bottlenecked. I have a 1080, so I don't think it's the graphics card, but I have an i7 4790 or something like that. So it is like a 6 or 7 year old i7. It is a top end processor, but it's a bit dated. So I'm not sure if that's what's going on or if it's OBS settings. So I'll try and figure that out. I'm sorry for that. It was noticeable to me. Hope it wasn't noticeable to you guys. But if you did wonder why it didn't look quite as good in some of those climactic scenes, I think that's why. And that's just kind of unfortunate, but it's a reality of it. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. Leave your thoughts down below. And as always, until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.